Welcome to my channel. My name is Zona, and today's my video is from New York. Where did I go? So first I walked around inside and around World Trade Center, and I walked inside around World Trade Center, then St. Paul Chapel, and then walked through Broadway to Chinatown. So during these several videos, I hope I will split them into several parts. There will be information about different days, how I spent them, what I was doing. I also visited several churches, and I will just split it separately, and we'll make a separate video devoted to that. I hope you will enjoy it the same as I enjoyed my trip. I really loved it. It was great. So thank you all guys for watching, and girls. Thank you all girls for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. If you have any recommendations on... Alright, so let's go walk around. There is no way of using my recording from this very much interesting building. It's tremendous, it's unbelievably impressive, but the sound system isn't really good. I mean, it's good, there is echo, there are hundreds of people around me, and there are musicians playing music. So the sound is not exactly good, you cannot really hear the voice, so I decided to record over it. And that's my second, my bad, it's the same first day of my trip to New York, but it's in the afternoon, so after I already put my trash, I wanted to say, put my backpack down in the hostel which I stayed in, and then I just recharged my batteries and walked out. So the first part of this video will be just walking around some streets, not filming all of it, just some interesting things which caught my eye. That's the very place where I actually stayed, so near this street, or maybe even just near. That was the hostel. There will be a separate video about my hostel actually. It's a fascinating place, really cheap, quite affordable, especially for Manhattan. It's affordable. And as you can see, I'm right in the center of New York, right in the center of Manhattan. Italian, Chinese cuisine all around it. The prices are quite okay in this area. And down 2 streets down, there will be even cheaper options. So I enjoyed it. Okay, so I was walking 50 minutes towards Grand Central, as you understand from the name of the video. And then I will be walking inside, and let's enjoy it. That's the first completely randomized spot. I just was walking down, and I decided to take some quieter street, and I encountered this very building. It looks typical to me. I mean, it's typically New Yorkian, whatever you call it, a New York building. The thing which got my attention was under the building. Alright, these rusty things are not exactly the thing which I wanted to show you. Let's try to look through these bars, and can you see the window, right? Can you see the window, right? Can you? Why is there a window below? No, I can understand why. I have my hypothesis. You can come up with your ideas. The next building which I enjoyed looking at was this church or school. According to this sign on it, if you look back in a minute, right there will be, yes, Grace Memorial House. It's kind of questionable, but when I was walking past by it, yes, I read that it's a church. I saw parents waiting for their children, school. But then I noticed this part squeezed in between these two buildings, and that's definitely a church. And I could see that all these 3 buildings are built in the same style, all the same bas-reliefs, all the same window style. And yeah, so it caught my eye that it's school, that it became a church, and then there is Memorial House. But it's a church school, so somewhere in the middle of New York. I don't know if it's good, bad, that's not a review on it. It was just something that caught my eye. I'm not making any notes. I just like the bas-reliefs, so the sculpture. And probably sorry for being so inconsistent. The next is parking lot. Parking lot, I was staying by for maybe like 5-10 minutes because I was observing how they were really parking a car on it. They were using these lifts, and I wanted to film it, so that's why I was staying and waiting for another car, but they already, I don't know, they were slow with it, so I just decided to drop it and keep walking.
Union Square.
Okay, and at this point I came to Union Square. Right there. So that's our Union Square. I've been there before when we were here in New York in 2023 in the winter, but it looked totally different. I understand that it was winter. There is a Barnable's house. Oh, that's an underground Union Square. You can read it. And yeah, that's a lot of bicyclists over there. Over here, everywhere in New York. New York is now suffocating from bicycles. It's overflowing with them. There's so, oh yeah, right, we are changing the focus. I'm not sure what, it's about 5, 6, yeah, that's 6. So it's not dark, it's not light, the sun is going closer to sunset, but it's still light, it's just hiding behind buildings, it's quite shady. The thing is that there are so many bicycles now that it's kind of dangerous to walk. Okay, especially I guess it's dangerous to drive a car because cyclists are crazy. I mean, they are trying to stay within their routes, but you can see the taxi are not really exactly careful about them. And they are riding the bikes, so the cars have to be more careful because they are in danger. I understand those who work for delivery and they gotta ride fast to get the delivery, but there are also many commercials. I could see several of them advertising the possibility of riding in New York with our wonderful bike tour. If you are not experienced in riding a bike, I would not recommend that. Because in some spots it's really complicated to understand where you need to turn, and sometimes these bike routes, they just really come to the road, or sometimes you really don't understand how to turn, and it's already you are in there and you are riding fast and you need to decide really fast. So no, I got several spots where I could see that if I were on a bike out there, I wouldn't really feel comfortable. It would have been too stressful to me. And I was thinking about renting a bike. I actually even took a picture, but then I never ever did it. Well, because I don't know, that's too much. And again, if you're riding a bike in this stressed situation, for me that would be like only looking down the road, only looking down where I'm riding, keeping an eye on the passengers, I wanted to say, walkers and cars, and I wouldn't be able to enjoy the ride, looking around properly. Yeah, maybe it's faster when you need to reach for once, but that's a little squirrel. As if we don't have enough in Gastonia. But those, the squirrels which I have near my house in Gastonia, they're really teeny tiny, they look like rats, but this one is it's so cute and fat.
It's already fat.
Yeah. When you see a squirrel for the first time in your life, it's fascinating. I saw squirrels before, but I had seen again. Yeah, please don't look at this lady. I did. I'm gonna turn around and there will be this lady sitting in this helmet. So, about squirrels. I lived in the city before. I mean, all my life I'm a city person. I've lived in the city which is size, probably like Boston size, I guess. I'm not sure, but it felt like it. Boston, I felt like home when I was there. And maybe it's difficult because urbanization processes are different in the USA and Europe. So European cities are different, even when you say that it's big, because there is suburban area and the same. Oh, Barnes and Nobles, and the same with the urbanization in Russia. The big city is a big city. There are more people and there are less people in the village. But here in the US, we all live mostly in the village-like area, and we call this like Gastonia or I don't know, other cities around, like even I would say New Jersey. Sorry, no offense, guys, but there is how to say, local smaller houses, and it's already not the same type as in European places. It's nice, it's different, but it's just nice. I checked the price on this gardening center.
Yok karına bye.
No, I bought these mums actually for $2 in Estonia, but they're already late, so it's alright, they will grow next summer. Barnes and Nobles. Why I paid so much attention to Barnes and Nobles house? Because I remember I was learning English while I was studying at the linguistic faculty. So we did buy and spend a lot of money on buying books in English. That's why I remember a lot of books from Barnes and Nobles. Yes, they can be anywhere. And finally, the reason of my walk, I actually reached the point where I could see, right in a second, there we go, there is our Grand Central. I just need to cross 2 more roads, streets, and there we are. That's why I just stopped to look at this place one more time, because as you remember, I'm observing the city. Fascinating architecture. Yeah, I've got a lot of pictures from these places now. All great concrete building. Yes, they look ugly, but they are at the same time they are full of their own energy, and that's something that people, maybe okay, not all people, but some people who used to live in among concrete, glass and steel and dust, they want to come back to something similar to those killers coming back to their crime spot. Yeah, I was talking about the city bike. Yeah, I have no idea the price. If you have any questions on that, I don't know. I never tried them. Really, I never tried. I have my own bicycle, and I've never tried rented bikes. I'm trying to think. I was in Antalya in Turkey. I didn't try them because I didn't have internet, and I didn't. Yes, you need internet on your phone to have a bicycle. And where else? I did see bicycles in Moscow, but I never rented them for the same reason. For this reason, because there were not so many stops with them. If you rent a bike, then most probably you just need to return to the same spot. No, in the time when I was there. Now, I guess the situation is different. Have no idea, not going to check. And now we are coming to listen to some music. I hope you enjoyed the music. So we are entering this Grand Central Terminal building. It looks amazing. There are all these chandeliers and all marble. Don't know the origin of marble, but we're gonna talk about it a little bit later. Yeah, it looks wonderful. My first association would be maybe Moscow Underground, because it also, if you have been there or if you ever watched any videos, recommend. I don't have any pictures. I've been there maybe 3 times, but I don't have any picture. The light is not enough ever. That's the picture of us, my family, in underground in Minsk in Belarus. It's like post-Soviet time country. Nice place to go, but yeah, it's my only comparison which I can make. Really similar actually. I mean, the same style, the same, all these impressive constructions which try to, I don't know, create the scary effect on you to make impression that you are in some very important building. Alright, the chandeliers are of course all over the place. There's light, there are a lot of people, all noisy. You can enjoy the sound of the crowd in between, but at the same time we understand that it's a functioning railway station. It's functioning, it's comfortable, it takes a lot of time to understand where you are. So I spent about an hour in there. I was reminding, I'm trying to find the place where I could charge my phone or camera, because while I was walking I kind of spent a lot of my battery, and spoiler alert, I did not find any. What I did find was Apple Store. I found this wonderful ceiling decorations. If you are looking at these horoscope signs, congratulations, they are impressive, nice to look at. Oh, Pegasus. Oh, is it? Yeah, it looks like Pegasus, the flying horse. No, and what I did there, I just walked around again, looked in this departure signs, tried to understand which way I want to go. I actually just was walking randomly. So first I decided to look upstairs, just maybe to get a better view. Quite interesting. You can read everything over there. East balcony. So there's like some reference to the sides of the what? But when you are inside, I actually got lost inside out there. I mean, I didn't really get lost because you are in the square building, but I couldn't find the very entrance which I used to enter the building to use it as an exit. So I exited in a different spot. That's an Apple Store. The same thing is on the other side out there. Yeah, everybody's taking picture because it looks interesting. The prices for all the equipment are not shown. Maybe you can ask these assistants. I did not. I was never interested. Alright, so that's our walk around. Just looking for something interesting, I got caught, or my attention got caught with this balcony. And then I looked down it, and then on the side, here again, there is a better view of the ceiling. Still, the whole picture is difficult to catch with the camera because it's too big, you understand. But on the left side, I discovered some interesting technology, like what it works like. Everything is dusty, but it's working. There are cables, lines, quite schematic. That's all. So after walking on the second floor balcony, I did not go on the other balcony. It looks like there is the same store out there. It's not interesting. I just decided to go find wherever else is in this building. So I went downstairs. I tried to continue walking along the balcony. Maybe it's like walkable. You can walk around. No, the perimeter is not open. You can just visit some spaces like this store or maybe some other, and then you need to walk down and then walk upstairs somewhere else. My next move was to check some other places, which I did. Okay, so I hope you will enjoy the places around. There will be one spot which I had entered, and I'm not sure if I was permitted to do so. Really, I did not mean to. Sorry for inconvenience. I just kept walking, and then I paid attention that there is something on the left, not on the right. On the right there is just a regular store. Not interested, not hungry. I looked at the left, and then there were some trains, which is already curious, because I actually was already been to a couple train museums of different times, but that I did not understand. So I enter this thing. It looks like it's a way to tracks, yes, and to trains, but maybe the system of payment is different. Maybe they check for tickets on the train. So for me that's weird, because I understand that when you pay, you are supposed to pay before you enter the train, and then I don't know, somebody will check the tickets either before you enter the train. Probably in this system they are checking them on the train, but I forgot the last time I had this system, because in many other countries it's now just a custom that you, before entering the train, you're supposed to show a ticket to somebody. And I was already near trains, and I did not really understand if it's really, because all the passengers are not here. If you notice, it's quite empty, and the people who work in there, I'm not sure, maybe they work here, or maybe that's real, the place where you can walk around. So that was a little bit strange to me. So I was not going to take a train, so I was just going backwards. And then I found another interesting spot. Just another hallway. Oh, one interesting thing I just googled. So if you know, before googling, that's some interesting piece of architecture. It looks like they're impressive. I mean, some little pieces for public building, and everybody is in a hurry, and nobody's really looking at them. Later, I will post a video of me visiting the library, and there in the library, I actually took a guide tour, and there was a guide, and I totally recommend taking the guide tour. It's even free, so you don't even need to pay. You just need to wait and sign up for this tour, and then join the tour. And she was telling us that marble for the library was brought from Greece in 1960s when we were building the library, and I wonder. And my guess actually that's the same thing, that it was brought from Greece. I don't know, I haven't googled, but that's my guess actually. All the pieces, all these little parts, yes, I just touched everything I could. I understand that it's not hygienic, but at the same time it was interesting to really touch, and it looks clean in comparison to so many terminals and railway stations which I had visited before. It looks so clean, and especially in comparison to all New York outside, there are so many dirty, filthy, I'd even say filthy places, but railway station clean. Even looking at the floor, see, that's amazing, especially considering how many people walk inside there. And there are people of different backgrounds. All right, so what was there? I googled. So if you Google in Russian, the railway station will be the word vokzal. So my curiosity asked me, what language did it come from? Because a lot of words for public buildings came from Greek. I don't know why, from Greek language to Russian, or French maybe, but mostly Greek. I don't know, just why. I have no idea why, there is no reason. They just took Greek words, maybe because classicism and other things. But the word vokzal the word for railway station is vakzal. It actually originates from British word. Yes, it's English word. Congratulations. The word vokzal, which you probably have no idea what it means, but it's an English originally word, and it came from the name of the park. Hold on, maybe not really. Vauxhall. Yeah, Vauxhall. Maybe without K, I'm not sure about the pronunciation, just check, I will write it down. Vauxhall Gardens. They used to be, or maybe, they are still there, in Britain. And when they were building some kind of railways, they were building the first railway station in Russia, and they were building it, and it was the place for entertainment. It used to be, and now it's the place for entertainment in Britain, and they were building similar in in similar in usage building. So it was again for public entertainment, for dancing, for I wouldn't say clubbing, but for public entertainment building. So they decided to use the same word, walk hall, but hall is zal in English, in Russian. So we use the word zal for the word hall, the same as in Spanish zale. And then later on it changed the sounds. I enjoyed this letterbox. I wonder, it looks like it's usable. It's currently used. It's just interesting design. So continuing about walk zal. So it used to be walk hall, then they changed hall to zal, and now it's walk zal. There we go. Shuttle. Where I was going. So I was just walking around. It's already downstairs. There are eating areas, a lot of them, and I was randomly walking there, and with a big surprise, I discovered I discovered one spot where you can actually buy Russian food. Korean and Russian. And right now I'm walking directly towards it. And there we go. Veselka. Veselka is like kind of something funny. Fun place. I did not buy anything there, but you can see all the possible. Soup, pirogi, bliny, blinцы, and borscht. There will be borscht. I said pirogi, not pirogi. I know that the American way of pronunciation is for some reason pirogi, but it's not the same as pirogi, so they're different. What else there is? Enjoy. Omelette and breakfast sandwiches. They actually translated a lot of typical food into just English for people to easier understand what they want to buy. There is a way to underground. Yes, I could read that it's a way to shuttles and underground. You just be careful to read where you're going. Once I messed up when I was going to watch the sunrise, and I messed up and I went to the different direction. Yes. Even while reading, actually I was overthinking it. So I read it correctly, went in the right direction, and then I started overthinking, and then I changed my mind and took the wrong underground train. That's why I lost the time, but I did not really get lost. So that's the way how you can use underground. If you've never been there, you just come. No, that's not to the help center. If you are lost or you need any help, you click the emergency button or hit the emergency button. This machines are probably they are for cards. If you have a special metro card or underground card, whatever, I don't know the names, so you can actually save this away money on your trips, because the regular payment is $2.90, which if you just pay as I did with my credit or debit card, so you just touch these machines, not those which I'm looking at, just those which let you the gates, and then you're going to the underground trains, and they will just there, like this man is doing. So they charged him $2.90 with his card. But if you want to save, so you can use this Omni system. You can buy their special cards. There are all commercials all around underground. So if you're interested, you can visit their website. I've never done that because I'm not going to spend only 2-3 days in New York, and I was not going to use metro a lot. Actually, there will be one separate video about underground. I'm not sure that I'm gonna do it in English. Or maybe I will, why not? Because there was an interesting story how I used the underground to just try to save time in my little legs, because I was walking about 40,000 steps that day and I was kind of tired but this time, so I wanted to say, okay, that's time to go home and sleep, and I decided to save some time, but it will be the story told later. I don't know what these people were waiting here for. I looked at them, I did not understand. It's not underground anymore, so there is some myth. maybe they are waiting for some summit meeting. I don't know, really. I was curious. I walked around them a couple times trying to understand to where they are going to, because they were just staying there, hanging out. Maybe one person stopped, the other person stopped by, and then everybody started stopping by the same way as I did. So I was just hanging out for a while over there, just trying to figure out what they're doing. And everybody looks a little bit puzzled. So I guess they're just waiting for somebody to understand what they want over there. Okay, I didn't see the exit, so I decided to take the same way, just to be in the same spot where I started. So I just walked backwards to the main building of Grand Central Terminal, if you remember. That's for those who've forgotten. And it was actually my time to go back, because I understand that it's already kind of late. If you remember, I started off at 5 from my place, so I was at about 6 by this spot, and I spent about an hour. Yeah, oh, there is a clock. Yeah, it's 6:40. Wonderful. So it's kind of getting darker, and I understand that I will still have to walk backwards for an hour, about 50 minutes, and I don't want to get lost because I did not charge my phone, and there was about 10% battery by this time. I did take a picture. I did not take a picture using my I usually use the setup clock, when you push your phone button, there is a camera, and in all cameras there is a regime where you can use or take a photo with a timer, and I usually use this button. I don't know why I entered. Again, I was looking for this electric socket to charge batteries, and looking at those people sitting by the walls, I was curious if they are charging, because in all the airports, if you visit an international airport, you will always see people sitting by the wall charging their batteries, and it was not about it. So, alright, that was an interesting trip and a wonderful walk around. I hope you enjoyed it, and there we go. Let's go outside. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and so thank you. If you haven't subscribed yet, you have the last chance to do so. Don't miss the next episodes of our soap opera. Thank you again for watching, and see you later.